back to my channel Beauty Things. So in this series, this will be the next video where we will be discussing about average time of process per machine problem. So let's see this problem schema first, and then understand what they are asking about, and let's write the queries. What are the different queries we can write for the to get the required solution? So yeah, let's get started. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon so that you never gonna miss any update from us or video from us. So yeah, firstly they have given activity table where they having columns related to activity like mission ID and process ID and activity type, timestamp. So mission ID is integer and process ID integer, activity type is an enum type, timestamp is a float type. User activities for a factory website they are listing here. So all these are primary keys. The combination of these four things will be a unique for this table. So mission ID is an ID of a machine. Process ID is the process running on that machine with that particular mission ID. So what are the process running on that machine will having process ID. And then activity type is an enum category. That activity may be a starting activity or end activity. So enum type having only two values, start and end. And next we have timestamp, which is a float representing the current time in seconds. They are giving the float value. So next to start means is nothing but machine starts the process in that given timestamp, and then ends at that particular timestamp like that. So start stamp will always be before the end time stamp for every mission. So that is the basic thing. Start time is should be before the end time. So it is guaranteed that each mission ID and process ID has a pair like start and end timestamp. So from this, we have to understand that one particular machine can start and stop with that particular timestamp, and the process is same for that particular mission ID. Mission ID can have so many number of process that will start and end for particular time. So that the thing we have to understand by this problem statement. So what they are asking us, so there is a factory website that have several machines each running same number of process. So if one machine is there, if he runs four number of process, the same other machine will run four number of process. So okay, fine, write a solution to find out the average time of each machine takes to complete a process. So okay, if a process is complete a process, nothing but process has start and end time. So how many process we have? So if it's a four process or two process, how many process we have to have? We have to get the average time of those process. Okay, so each process start and end time, that time we had to take. So find the average time of each. So that time, so start and end time, first we have to get the difference, like how much time it is taking from start time to end time, and then for every process we will have time. So average time of those process I have to take and give as a result. So that is what they are asking us. So the time to complete the process end is the time step minus the start time step. The average time is calculated by total time to complete every process on the machine divided by the number of process that have run. So that is the thing we have understood. So first you have to get the difference from these two. So we'll get some time for that process. So average time uh, for this process we have to get first of all. So all the process divided by number of process on that mission, we have to get average time for that particular mission. So resulting table should have mission ID and average time. Like processing time is the aliasing name for that mission ID, and processing time they want. And they're also asking us to rounded to three decimal values. Aliasing name we have to use aliasing, and they are asking about rounding up, so we have to use round aggregate function. So we have to group by using mission ID. So these three things are clear, and they are asking about any order. So that thing is also fine. So let's see the example to understand the things better. Let me just show you this in a clear picture format. So activity table is there. So particular one mission is there. Let me have a diagrammatical representation so that you will be understanding the things better. Yeah, so first mission is there. So you can see this table. Submission 0 is there. zero mission is there. So wait a minute. So this is the mission ID 0. If you consider this is 0, and mission ID 1 is there, and mission ID 2 is there. Three missions are there, and each mission having two process. One is 0 and 1. So this is 0 and this is 1. For 0, we'll be having some start and some end is there again. Some start and some end is there. So this is start, this is end, this is start, this is end. So next start timestamp is there, and these timestamps are there. Okay. So consider this timestamp should be greater than start timestamp should be greater than end timestamp. Okay, fine. Sorry. So start is this thing, right? So it should be anytime it should only greater. So yeah. So for zeroth machine, so for this machine now, so the average time for taking this and this is we have to end time minus start time, right? End time minus start time by 2, we will get average for this process. So for this process, we'll be getting an average by using this. So and the same for the second process, t this thing minus that thing. So this is also get some average. So this is one average and this is second average. So it is having only this much only, right? So this is fine. If you can see, yeah, this much is fine. So now mission 0 is running only two processes. So average of this and this. So again, um, T1 plus T2 by 2, I think. Average of these two we have to get, and rounding to these two, 3. These things we have to do. So let's see in the code how we can achieve this part. Yeah, let's go to the code window. I hope you have cleared, right? You have understood the format. So first we have to check the temperature, so timestamps are greater or not, and then we have to get average of the start time and end time timestamps, and what are the processes we have for that particular machine. We have to get that. Of all those, we have to take average by using this average aggregate function. Mm, that's what we have to do here. Yeah, let's go to the query window to solve this problem. Yes, firstly, we have to do this thing in so many possible ways. Let's see one by one. First, I will write like select. It's the same mission, right? Let me. This is activity table, right? So let's take activity aliasing names first of all. I will write select kind of thing next in few more minutes. So we can use inner query or inner join or directly join is fine. So inner join again with activity only. So now it will be an A2, A1 and A2 activity, two activities we are doing. So on what condition we have to add is the same, right? Mission ID and process ID will be same for the scenarios. So let me join with mission ID first of all. So yeah, what we have aliasing names as A1 mission ID is equal to A2 mission ID. Also we have to check processing thing also. A1 dot process ID is equal to A2 dot process ID. And also one thing we have to make sure that temporary timestamp of end date is greater than, right? So yeah, this thing we have to make sure. And next, uh, let's see the select what way they have to print like a mission ID, right? So mission ID from A1 table we can just give mission ID, and also they want to give average, right? Average of what? uh, Average of end time, and as we see in the this thing, so t n minus t2, right? Here ending end table we have taken as a2 timestamp minus a1 timestamp. So average of these two we want. So again, one more thing they have asked is to rounding up the average. Average should be a float value. I have to round up that to three decimals they have asked it. So I'm just rounding that. So as you rounding that, and they are asking like give aliasing name for this, like processing time as an aliasing name for the rounding up to value. So you can just have like as processing time. So now we are using aggregate functions round and average. We have to use group by. Sorry, group by. So whatever we have to group by using A1 mission ID, we have to group. So whatever the column which you are specifying other than aggregate function in the select, we have to use that as group by. So this is the thing. I hope you have understood, right? I'm just running this particular thing. So this is by using joins that to inner join we have solved, and this the test case has accepted, and if we submit also that will got submitted. Let's see the runtime how much time it has taken. So say 465. So the same thing we can do in otherwise also. So what we can do is on checking this one condition is enough. Mm, okay, let me have one case like in where clause we can check whether it is a start and end kind of thing. I'm just copy pasting that and just alter that particular thing. Let me for understanding purpose. Let me consider like star s dot kind of thing. I will give aliasing names as start and end for better understanding. This activity is start activity and this activity is I mean end activity. Okay, so end activity and start activity is there. I'm joining on basing on the condition of end and start of that particular mission ID, same mission ID. So and then start mission ID. So no need to check for more conditions. I'm just ensuring that where a particular kind of thing is a start or not, just activity is start or not. We have activity kind of thing also, right? So activity type we are not using in the previous query which I have written. So now I'm using that thing also, because as they have mentioned much related to this also in the query. And the same thing for is equal to end. If it is start activity or end activity, we have to get that mission IDs, mission start ID, and the difference between those what we call the end E and start timestamps by rounding up with 3 and giving aliasing name as processing time. This will also works because we are checking the activity type as start and end, making sure that those IDs timestamp will only get an average and rounding up. So here also I have to change aliasing name as yes. So I'm just commenting this part, just running this particular thing. So you can see that thing also will work. I'm just giving you the possible solutions which we can be given for that particular thing. You see, it's very taking very less runtime. It has got solved. So this is also one case where you can go and check with using activity type. So you can also write one more kind of thing by using inner queries. So this is normal thing, right? From where class we are by using inner queries like subqueries also. So subqueries also we can do the same thing. Do you want me to show that code also? Okay, I'll show you. No problem. So yeah, let me just copy paste the same thing which we are doing there will be similar. The only few things will be changed. So mission ID will be taking and then rounding up. These are the same things. So as processing time from they are taking activity as right. So on condition they are making this in the previous way. So from the thing only we are changing that. I'm writing from yes subquery here, subquery there. what I subquery I can write is again select kind of thing will start here. Select mission ID. We can select anything. um, Process ID also we can take. Max of case when activity type is start. Whatever we are doing with where condition here in the previous thing, we are doing that as a subquery in the from kind of thing. Then what we have to do is we have to give timestamp. To give timestamp and see max of case when activity type is equal to thing, then timestamp will be there. So now this case has ended. Okay, this thing as aliasing name for this particular select is start. I'm taking this as start. This is the start date where activities type is start, that time stamp is start. So instead of direct taking is in the where class, they are taking a subquery and getting as max timestamp and considering that as start. The same way you can do that for end also. Select, so sorry, this is the select itself, right? Second thing. So this max of case when activity is end, then we have to take that timestamp um, that as end here. Fine, right? So this is the aliasing name. This is the select listing selecting values in this subquery. So until now this is fine, right? So in this select also we have to write from where, from what we have taken, right? From activity table, from activity. So here also we are using aggregate function max and kind of thing. So we have to go with the group by. Group by you can have mission ID and process ID. Sorry, process ID. So yeah, inner query is clear, right? Where mission ID is getting the timestamp maximum values as start and maximum value of timestamp with activity time end is as end. We are getting in the subquery. So using that start and end from the subquery. So this is subquery. We can just give the aliasing name for this subquery also, like sub q. You can give subquery or kind of thing. So in subquery and then we are using this. So from this everything we no need now as of now. So everything is gone into subquery. So we have start and end kind of thing. So we can take start and end directly now. E dot time stop and everything is no needed. So we are getting those things in the subquery itself. So end and start directly we can take like this, rounding up into 3 as processing time directly. So again we have to use round aggregate function is there. So group by is mandatory, so no need of yes dot group by mission id is enough. So these queries also work. This is subquery from where we are just taking one more table or one more list of data here as subquery. In that we are having mission id, process id and start and end fields. So from that start and end we are taking considering that and writing the main query by rounding up those timestamps. So I hope you have understood, right? So let me just comment out the previous query which we have written, and I will want to run this particular query to make sure that that will also work for you. So see, accepted test case have also passed. It is taking like 216 milliseconds to complete. So I'll just check the times complexity and space complexity with different problem solutions. So what is making difference you will go to understand. So that these three are the possible queries which we can write to solve this particular problem. I hope you have understood everything in detail, why we have written and what particular cases we have considered and everything. So hope you have understood. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. We will definitely reply to your comments. And if you have any suggestions for us to improve from our side, you can let me know in the comment section. And support our channel for by liking and sharing and commenting out your suggestions and everything to us. So that's all for this video. Let's see in the next video. Until then, stay tuned and hit the bell icon to get notified each time when we upload a new video. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.